Okay, shalom, shalom. One sec. Once again, we are the ISUPK under Command Jan Hanna Story 1 West 125th Street Hall, New York, teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that you are the real Jews. I'm priest and captain of 10,000 Warrior, back with another breakdown on Islam. So I've been tasked with the privilege of breaking down, Islam and why it's not for black people, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. Now, if you're not black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. You understand what I mean? But black people, Hispanics, and Native American Indians cannot follow the gods of another nation. And I was reading the Quran recently, and I found something interesting. I've seen it come across it before. I really wanted to share it with you this evening. Right. So if we go to the Quran, I'm gonna go and share the screen here. Let's see, is it showing up? Here it is. How do I make it full? All right, that'll work. So if we go to the Quran, Surah 5, Surah is chapter 5, verse 43, right? Here is an example of, this is when the so-called prophet, the prophet of the Arabs, the prophet of Islam, this is when he was on earth, right? Of course, this is Quran being documented, and some Jews came to him for judgment. Now I want you to pay attention to this. Some Jews came to him for judgment, right? And he says, and the Quran says in chapter 5, verse 43, but why do they come to you for judgment when they have the Torah with God's judgments? Pay attention to that. Imagine this is a so-called prophet. He's supposed to be for everybody, right? He's supposed to be for everybody, and everybody's supposed to be following him now. So the Jews, who are God's chosen people, came to him for judgment in this account. And he says, but why do they come to you for judgment when they have the Torah, which God with God's judgments? And even then, still turn away. These are not believers, right? So they're saying these Jews are not believers. And they're not believers if they go into a heathen, right? Somebody who's not from their nation, because that's unlawful for the Jews. We reveal the Torah with guidance and light and the prophets. So the Torah, or the book of the book of Moses, the book the Jews followed, had guidance and light and prophets who had submitted to God, judged according to it for the Jews. For who? The Jews. So did the rabbis and the scholars in accordance with that part of God's scriptures, which they were entrusted to preserve, and to which they were witnesses. So rabbis and scholars do not fear people, fear me. Do not barter away my messages from small prices, those who do not judge according to what God has sent down, and blah, 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 right? So basically here, it's telling you that the Jews should follow what? Not Muhammad, not the Quran. They should follow God's laws given to them. It's going to get a little bit more interesting. Verse 45. In the Torah, we prescribe for them life for life, eye for an eye. So it's giving you the laws in the Torah, right? So whatever case they came to Muhammad with, they should be going to the Torah to get judgment on that, right? Ear for ear, tooth for tooth, equal wound for a wound. If anyone forgoes this out of charity, it will serve as atonement for the bad deeds. Those who do not judge according to what God has revealed are doing grave wrong. Listen to this part. Those who do not judge according to what God has revealed. What did God reveal to the Jews? The Torah. You understand? Verse 45, it mentioned Christ. It says, we sent Jesus, son of Mary, in their footsteps to confirm the Torah that had been sent before him. Right? And this is true because Christ said what? Christ said, I'm not sent to I'm not here to do away with the law, but I'm here to fulfill. Right? I hate to say anything in the Quran is true, by the way. I don't believe the Quran is the book of God, just a disclaimer. I'm just doing this for educational purposes, to show black people they have no business in this religion. Even the religion is telling you got no business in it if we are the real Jews, or and which we are. We gave him the gospel. Okay, now it's mentioning the gospel. It's going from the Torah to the gospel with guidance, light, and confirmation of the Torah already revealed, a guide and lessons for those who take heed of God. When it says those, which those? It was only given to the Jews. So let the followers of God, the gospel, judge according to what God has sent down in it. Let the followers of the gospel judge according to the gospel. Those who do not judge according to what God has revealed are lawbreakers. You can't go around it. The Jews can't go around it. They got to go by what God sent to them. You can't go to no Quran. And there's nothing in the Quran anyway. Verse 48. We sent to you, Muhammad, the scriptures with the truth, confirming the scriptures that came before it. So they try to say that the Quran confirms or agrees with the scriptures that come before it when it has nothing to do with it. That's a different topic. And with final authority over them, right? It says it has final authority over them. But watch this. So judge between them according to what God has sent down. Do not follow their whims, which deviate from the truth that has come to you. We have assigned a law and a path to each of you. To each of you. If God had willed, he would have made you one community. So he's saying if God wanted to, he could have made the Jews and the Muslims or the Arabs one community. But he wanted to test you through that which he has given you. So race to do good, you will all return to God, and blah, 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 blah. Right? Even in their own books, you can't, the Jews can't follow Muhammad. I'm going to give you one more. Right? I'm going to give you one more. This is not going to be a long one. But hold on. Hold on. Let's go to Sunnah.com. We're going to look at the Hadith now. Right? The Hadith. Here it says, a group of Jews came and invited the messenger of Allah to Kuf. So he visited their school, right? Basically, they brought him to judge a matter. They said, Abu Qasim, one of our men has committed fornication with a woman. So pronounce judgment upon them. They placed a cushion for the messenger of Allah, who sat on it and said, so the cushion was what? The cushion was the seat of judgment, for context. So he sat on it. He says, bring the Torah. It was then brought. When he then withdrew the cushion from beneath him and placed the Torah on it, saying, I believe in thee and him who sent thee. So he basically, to judge this matter of the Jews, he didn't want to sit on the seat of judgment. He took it out from beneath him and put the Torah on there to judge. That's what I mean. Now, again, this man is not a prophet of God. But even in their book, they're telling you that you can only be judged by what God gave you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American Indian man. You run into the Quran for judgments when you should be coming to what God gave you. What did God give you? let's check it out. Hold on. Let's go real quick to First Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. Right? Let's go here real quick. First Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. Here we go. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust and not before the saints? Who's the unjust? Anybody who does not have the books of God, the heathen. How dare you go having a matter against another, go to somebody who calls himself the Prophet Muhammad for judgment? I mean, do you not know that the saints shall judge the world? You trying to let this man, this heathen judge you? Don't you know the saints? Who are the saints? The Israelites. They will judge the world. And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the small matters? Brother, if the world's going to be judged by us, why can't we judge the matters amongst ourselves? You understand me? That's what he's saying there. Let's go to Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. Right? Hold on. Let's skip to Psalms 147, verse 19. Did I put it wrong? Here we go. Psalms 147, verse 19. He, who's he? God, showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any nation, meaning that he hasn't given such laws to any other nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. You understand me? This heathen don't know God's laws. You go to him for judgments. He got his book and he got his people. Let him go follow that. Because guess what? He can't come into this fold. But we can't go to no heathen to consult their books for judgments concerning God's chosen people. That's what I mean? Let's go to real quick to Romans. We're gonna go to Romans. Let's go chapter 3, verse 1 and 2. Hold on. All right. Here we go. What advantage then hath the Jew, or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God. You understand? I mean, you have the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, man. You understand? We don't need no heathen telling us, you know, what's right, what's wrong in God's sight. No. I mean, we got our records, we got our books. You know, in Islam, they call um they call the anybody who has they call they call the Jews and the Israelites the people of the book. Now, over time, it has changed. It's changed to anybody who has the book, which is the Bible. That's the people of the book. So anybody could have a Bible and convert to Christianity and be called the people of the book. That's not what the people of the book is. The people of the book, they are the people that the book was written about. The people that are on that the records were about, that's the people of the book. Their history, their failures, their triumph, their past, and the prophecy that's going to happen to them in the future, all the way leading up to when Christ comes back and frees them from this hell, just like Moses was sent to the nation of Israel in Egypt. That's the people of the book. That's what I mean. And I think that's all we've got for today. There's a couple more scriptures we can go into, but you get the gist. The point is, you can't go to the Quran. Even the Quran tells you that you got to be judged by the book that God gave you, not some book some Arab came up with. I mean, with that, we are the ISUPK under Command Jihad, teaching blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. As always, you're the real Jews, and we have our books, and we need to judge each other. We don't need no heathen judging us. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're